You know what it is. Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. I'm so glad to be here. I usually, or used to, shall I say, do evenings. Now, with Diamond K in the morning, I will be dropping new episodes of the program Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. This morning on the show, we're going to talk about Super Bowl 55, which went down last night. We're going to talk about Donald Trump's Senate trial, which is going to start tomorrow. Ironically, at the scene of the crime. We're going to get into Cardi B's controversial music video for her new song called Up. And 5 years after the passing of Baltimore legend DJ Reggie Reg, it's Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com, and I will be back after this. It's Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com, where we deliver breaking news and adult conversation, covering topics that are important to the black culture. Visit RadioOnFire.com for our original radio, podcast, and TV programs. So last night was Super Bowl 55, and it was not exactly what I expected. I mean, to be honest with you. Now, I did pick Tampa Bay to win. I did. However, I did not predict a blowout victory. I mean, the 31-9 beatdown that Tampa Bay laid on Kansas City, I did not see that coming. Tampa Bay dominated from start to finish. Tom Brady got his 7th title, and the first ever by a home team. I don't think there's any doubt that Tom Brady is the greatest. I mean, you know, whatever you're going to make the stats, whatever you're going to use to make the determination, he checks those boxes. We're going to talk about this more tonight with our Super Bowl review show, and you can see that at 6 p.m. live on RadioOnFire.com. So at the start of the Super Bowl, we saw Vallejo native Her give what I'm calling a flawless performance of America the Beautiful. Now, I didn't know she played the guitar like that. Jacket was nice, the swag. It was just, she did it. She really did it, and I think that this spotlight is going to really up her status in the music industry. She's already doing big things. And Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church, they got together for a powerhouse Super Bowl national anthem performance. The country music singer and the R&B superstar joined forces for this gender blending rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, and it was delightful. It was really good. It felt really, really good. Their voices just went together so well. The arrangement, everything. I liked everything about Her's performance and everything about Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church's performance. So my Canadian homie, The Weeknd, his performance got a lot of people talking. Let me say this. I was excited about The Weeknd's performance. I'm a big fan of The Weeknd. The Grammy-winning singer took to the stage for the Pepsi Super Bowl 55 halftime performance. There was pyrotechnics, lights, men dressed like The Weeknd in all black with the red jackets. They had the bandaged faces. And I thought that was good for the the COVID-19. They had masks on, over their faces. And so the weekend is tricky. So I thought, now while I'm a fan of the weekend, I thought that I was going to get a great performance from him. I was nervous because the weekend is a little out there. Like if you had seen him in any of his music videos, he pushes the envelope. So I didn't know what he was going to do on that big stage. But he performed a medley of his hits, including I Can't Feel My Face, and Earned It, and his more recent chart topper, Blinding Lights. I enjoyed it. I loved it. And like I said, I'm a fan. There was a lot of effort. There was a lot of money. There was a lot of choreography put into his performance. And you've seen other halftime performances where you have different acts come up and they kind of pass the baton around a little bit and share with the singing. Weeknd did his thing on his own. And so the sets, it was colorful. There were stands. They used the whole field as well. They made it look like the Las Vegas Strip. There was a backdrop for a massive choir. I mean, the instrumentalists. There was a lot that went into this show. And I said that I'm a fan of the Weeknd. I enjoyed the performance. But there was a lot of, shall I say, mixed reviews on social media. And I don't understand why people were so hard on him. There was a lot of mixed reviews for the Weeknd's performance. And let's go to social media and Facebook. Let's go to Facebook, of course, at Radio on Fire on Facebook, and look at some of the reactions to the Weeknd's performance. So we asked our Facebook family, what did you think of the homie The Weeknd's performance, the halftime show for the Super Bowl? And there was a lot of interesting comments. Patrice says, absolutely not. He is not a Super Bowl performer. I love a couple of his songs, but not the Super Bowl. Halftime is big and needs a big show. This was not for me. The Weeknd is a big artist, but you know, as far as our Facebook fans, they didn't have too many positive things to say. Marlon said he was terrified. Katina said that it sucked. Lorraine says that she was not impressed. He isn't a big enough artist for this type of performance. Lorraine, what are you talking about? MJ says 5 stars. He thinks the idea, I think the idea he's not promoting black women strikes a nerve and feels aggressive with many. I'm not sure what he means by that. There's been plenty of black women in his videos. He says, curious to know how it wasn't good otherwise. I mean, he was up there by himself for the most part. I mean, there were, stand-ins and dancers and things like that. Marvin said, all I could think was why. Franklin says he's not a performing artist and he looked a hot mess. Courtney says she was totally impressed. Unexpected performance. Mary says that it was boring. Marley Mall says did not like the halftime show. Connie says I liked it. Maybe it wasn't the best, but he obviously came prepared to work, and I agree with that. He did. He definitely came to work. Brian says that I like that he performed some of his older songs first, but I feel like vocal-wise he didn't put a lot of effort into it, and outcut the check. I mean, Lakeisha didn't like it. Nakia says, man, he did all his hits, and yeah, it was okay. Let him live. He came ready, wasn't bad. To be the only celebrity out there doing his thing, and I agree, it wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed the performance. Chanel says that he's talented, attempted to put on a visual show, but I was underwhelmed. Just not a great Super Bowl performance. And Doc said, better him than Fleetwood Mac. I definitely I definitely agree with that. But let us know your thoughts. What did you think of the Weeknd's halftime performance? As I said, I enjoyed the show. And if this is a sign, we got her performing. We had Jasmine Sullivan. We had the Weeknd performing. And I wonder if this is the result of Jay-Z and his influence with regards to the NFL and what they've been doing behind the scenes and all that stuff. I think that these are definitely performers that we wouldn't normally see. So contrary to people saying that The Weeknd is not a big enough artist, he has really done well for himself. He's actually one of the world's biggest selling artists with over 75 million records sold. He's won 3 Grammys, 5 American Music Awards, 9 Billboard Music Awards, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, and 9 Juno Awards, and has been nominated for an Academy Award. He holds several chart records, being the first artist to simultaneously hold the top 3 positions on the Billboard Hot R&B chart with Can't Feel My Face, Earned It, and The Hills. The Weeknd is a big deal. And, you may not be, some people may not be familiar with him, but clearly he is doing his thing, 30 years old. He's got a birthday coming up, by the way. But like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section on social media at The Diamond K Show or at Radio on Fire as far as where you stood with this performance. And who would you want to see perform next year in the Super Bowl? I'd like to know. Get breaking news, entertainment, original programs, and progressive coverage by and for the people. Visit radioonfire.com, home of the all-new Diamond K in the morning. I'm excited to be here, and you will see me here weekdays, 8 a.m. Miss us on demand at radioonfire.com. Let's take a quick break. Come back. More of the show after this. It's Diamond K in the morning here on the all-new radioonfire.com. The second Senate impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump is scheduled to begin on tomorrow. And it's kicking off, but there's some key questions about the trial itself that we don't really know the answer to. How long is it going to go? Are any witnesses going to be called? Nobody knows the answer to any of that. The ultimate outcome for this historic trial is not in doubt. Trump is going to be acquitted by the Senate for the second time. They are falling well short of the 2/3 majority votes that they need for conviction. So you may be asking yourself, why is this trial going to happen? If they know that it is going to end in a acquittal, why are they going through with it? One thing's for sure, that this week, possibly next week, is not going to be without drama. The House impeachment managers are going to recount the destruction caused in the deadly January the 6th riot, and they're going to argue that former President Donald Trump was the one who incited the insurrectionists to ransack the U.S. Capitol. I can't even believe that I'm saying this, but you saw it. Most of you saw it. So House Democrats sought to attempt to get Donald Trump to testify himself. That would have been well worth the price of admission. But Trump's legal team quickly ruled that out. Now he wants to testify. Democrats are unlikely to subpoena the former president without a risk of a drawn-out legal back and forth. So they want to get this done pretty much swiftly. So they feel that they can make their case that he incited the rioters without his testimony. And they're going to be able to make the case. Republicans are going to try to point to stuff that Maxine Waters has said or Ilhan Omar has said over the years. None of the words, or Chuck Schumer, none of the words of any of these Democrats resulted in the loss of life, the ransacking of the Capitol, any of the things that happened. Maxine Waters, they were going to say that she told them to get in some senators' faces and some congresspeople's faces, and maybe they went to a restaurant and yelled at them or something like that. But nothing like the amount of people that ransacked the Capitol. There was loss of life. But not ironically, Republicans are going to try to, no, well, this is nothing. I mean, the fact that they just want this to move on is it is quite sickening. Actually, it's quite sickening. But the Democrats, if Trump would testify, that would really expose a lot of this. But the Senate wants a speedy trial. They want to get this over with. Schumer and McConnell and their aides have been engaged in a very extensive back and forth of discussions about the trial's organizing resolution, which the Senate will pass before arguments begin. Now, unlike last year's debacle of a trial, both sides hope to reach a bipartisan agreement on the trial's parameters. And if you remember that foolishness last year, they had big signs up, and it was this. It just resembled a circus. Hopefully, this does not follow in that pattern. Hopefully. As I said, unlike last year's trial, how long will the impeachment managers and the defense team get to make their arguments? How witnesses could be called and other matters are some of the things that they are hoping to iron out and not recreate what happened last year. GOP senators are going to preview the trial vote, and the Senate of courage or a Senate of cowardice. Which one do we have right now? This is something else that is going to be answered after this whole debacle is over. But Radio on Fire is going to be here for it. We're going to be streaming the proceedings on tomorrow, immediately following this program tomorrow for Diamond K in the morning. We're going to get into the second Senate trial of former President Donald Trump. It's Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com, where we deliver breaking news and adult conversations covering topics that are important to the black culture. Visit RadioOnFire.com for our original radio, podcasts, and TV programs. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the program after this. Welcome back, Diamond K in the morning. And last week, rap superstar Cardi B released a new song called Up. She released a music video for it. No surprise, a booty bouncing song. Very sexy. She paid homage to some style icons that came before her, like Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, Left Eye. I enjoyed the video. It was typical Cardi. I mean, the lyrics, it was edgy. Nothing that's a surprise. We know how Cardi B gets down. And she even channeled the birth of Venus It was the clamshell thing. Like, she did a lot. She did a lot. But in true Cardi B fashion, it was not without controversy. There was some claims of plagiarism and allegedly plagiarism over this new single, and some New Jersey rappers traded some back and forths and accused her of stealing their hook, even though the saying on the hook is something that's, said in hip-hop, at least down south. Here in Atlanta, people say that. But the controversy of this song, it follows controversy from WAP. There was controversy there, but the phrases Cardi B and Up trended on Twitter over the weekend, and the music video has reached over 13 million views on YouTube over that, and that was a Saturday number. But the controversy with some New Jersey rappers, they have a song called Stuck. She has a song called Up. They went back and forth about it, and Cardi showed a live where she previewed the song on August the 7th. They tried to say that they previewed the song on August the 6th, and that was IG live footage, and there was this back and forth. YouTube, they uploaded the song to YouTube in September, and the hooks are, similar, I suppose, but it's just, like I said, it's a phrase that people say. It's if it's up, then it's stuck, is something that they say as here in Atlanta and in Louisiana. It's pretty common, but the guys say that it's theirs. Travis Scott said the same exact phrase on Jack Boy's songs Out West. It's a phrase that people say. Remember how back in the 80s they used to say peace to the Middle East? Or people still say peace, but Cardi B is not new to having plagiarism and copyright infringement accusations. You remember back in July 2020, she was accused of that on Blueface's what was it? Thought. What was the song called? Tatiana? The Tatiana remix. She was accused of some stuff on the Tatiana remix and Offset's clout. There was stuff, but at the end of the day, the song is hot. I like the song. Now, the song is, the image is controversial. There was this whole big thing on my Instagram at the Diamond K Show where folks were going in about. I shared like a just like a GIF of the song, a video from the song, and people just went in on that. It was not sure why. It was the part where, which was super sexy to me, but it was the part where the some of the dancers and Cardi were kissing, and that just sent people through the roof for whatever reason. Take a look at this, man. So that just drove people crazy, and as you can see, but that's the name of the game. Republicans tried to come out and say negative things about Cardi because she's had the backlash with Candace Owens and some of those other folks over there. But Republicans can't stop Cardi shine, and I'm somebody who, I went to Cardi's first performance. It was in Baltimore, and since then, and now she is a superstar. She's doing her thing. I'm very proud of her, and she continue your success. Don't pay attention to what folks are saying. Diamond K in the morning, and this has been really good. Up earlier than I normally am, definitely. But Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com, where we deliver breaking news and adult conversations covering topics that are important to the black community and black culture. Visit RadioOnFire.com for our original radio shows, podcasts, TV, programs, and so much more. As I said, radioonfire.com. Stay with me. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, close out the show. It's Don McKay in the morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. I hate to see stories like this because it's just such a bad representation of what folks should be doing. So this woman in Louisiana went viral for using Gorilla Glue in her hair. She eventually checks herself into the ER. That's going to leave a mark. So you know the Gorilla Glue, right? Like this super strong adhesive. Being lazy. She uses the Gorilla Glue spray in place of actual hairspray. Right? Get what you get, right? What is she doing? So before finally checking herself into the hospital over the weekend, this debacle. So this whole mess has hardened, and they're trying to get it removed. So her name is Tessica Brown. So she says that her hair has been stuck in place for a month. And she ran out of her normal hair product. Should have went to the store. Should have waited. But she opted to use the extra strong super glue, Gorilla Glue, instead. Now she says, of course, not surprisingly, that her hair don't move. You hear what I'm telling you? She says in the video she's washed her hair 15 times and it don't move. So like I said, over the weekend, she posted 2 photos, one of herself sprawled out in a hospital bed and another one in an emergency room in St. Bernard Parish Hospital in Louisiana. So the folks over at Gorilla Glue initially told her that she should use rubbing alcohol, but they said that if the Gorilla Glue had been in her hair for 1 month, then something was wrong with the root. It was likely fractured at the root. I never even heard of your hair being fractured at the root. This is crazy. Crazy. I mean, you gotta pay attention to what you're doing out here. I mean, she is just looking so crazy, and all this for a ponytail style. How many of you will remember the clothing brand Sean John that was once owned by Sean Diddy Combs? Well, he sold that brand a few years ago, and now he is suing the company for $25 million. The company is owned by GBG USA. So in the complaint, Sean John is said to have launched a woman's clothing line with another company called Misguided and illegally use Diddy's image, likeness, and persona without his permission. Diddy claims that the company fabricated statements that he never made and led the public to believe that he was still associated with the brand. This is the brand he founded back in 1998. They used to have it going on. So it had some nice velour sweatsuits and some other things. But Diddy takes issue with his image being featured in a 40-second ad campaign that was promoting Sean John and the Misguided collection. He said in the suit that Diddy does not challenge Sean John / GBG's right to use the Sean John trademark, but rather that Sean John / GBG's decision to leverage a fabricated quote they created and then falsely attributed that to Mr. Combs, and to use Mr. Combs' name and other monikers to create the false and misleading impression that Mr. Combs is the decision maker behind the designs and creation of the GBG collection, which he is not. So they have that, and they said that they used Diddy, of course, to make more money. The lawsuit is yet another legal issue between the two, and then they also were fighting over the phrase "vote or die." He claims that Sean John and GBG illegally took the phrase and trademarked it and started selling merchandise with the brand's website back during the 2020 election. So just a whole debacle there. And Diddy sold Sean John to this GBG company back in November 2016. So we're going to see how that whole thing goes. So Diamond K in the morning, and I'm here 8 a.m. Or you can catch me on demand, radiofiring.com, or wherever you get your podcast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Just search Diamond K in the morning. Before we get out of here, I had to mention the loss of former heavyweight boxing champion Leon Spinks, who passed away at the age of 67. The former boxing heavyweight champion was dealing with prostate cancer along with a few other forms of cancer for the past 5 years, and died with his wife Brenda Spinks by his side. Leon Spinks was a former Marine who bested his way to a gold medal in the 1976 Olympics as a light heavyweight boxer, and Spinks' rise came when he was only 8 fights into his professional career when he faced off against Muhammad Ali. Spinks was able to go 15 rounds with Ali before eventually taking the title via a split decision, and that was just amazing. Spinks' story found him going through many tribulations over his career, and he was stripped of the WBC title when he refused to defend it against top contender Ken Norton. Ken Norton was a beast. Spinks fought Ali again in a rematch where Ali beat him for that WBA title in the unanimous decision. Spinks went on to retire in 1997 at the age of 42, and the boxer went on to be inducted into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame in 2017. So RIP Leon Spinks. And it's been, over the weekend, was 5 years after the passing of Baltimore legend DJ Reggie Reg. And I shared a bunch of photos on Instagram at the Diamond K Show about Reggie Reg. But it was just, 5 years. I can't believe that time has passed. It just seems like yesterday that I met DJ Reggie Reg and Miss Tony, along with Frank Ski, when I was in the studio with them recording a song, my first record, which is called Hey Girl, Where Your Boyfriend At, back in 1993. It's just time just flies, and time is vicious if you take it for granted, and I do not take it for granted. So I definitely want to say RIP Reggie Reg, RIP Leon Spinks, and everyone that we have lost. Diamond K in the morning. I will be back here tomorrow for another edition of the program, and I like this format. I like talking with people and letting them know what's going on. 8 a.m. weekdays, Diamond K in the morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. Thank you for joining me. Glad to have been here today, and switching from evenings to now, Diamond K in the morning. As I said, new episodes dropping 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. And here at just Radio on Fire, the all-new RadioOnFire.com, we deliver breaking news and adult conversations covering topics that are important to the black culture. Visit RadioOnFire.com for our original radio programs, podcasts, and TV programs. I will see you guys tomorrow.